So we are playing the Crack'd and Crook'd Manse from the 7th edition version of Mansions of Madness. So Crack'd and Crook'd Manse is, I think it's is it the only? Oh no, one of 2 scenarios that's carried over from the original version, the original edition. And apparently this is just volume 1. So, without further ado, I think while I try and just catch up. Hello, everybody. While I just try and catch up on something, I shall let everybody introduce their characters, since they're all totally 100% new.
Totally.
No old characters.
As a totally 100% new, completely fresh character, I will go first.
Excellent.
I am Gerald Blick. I do believe that I do have some English ancestry, possibly some distant cousins over in Blighty, but I am an antiquarian, which I believe one of my distant cousins is also an antiquarian, which is very strange. But yes, I own a very salubrious, not at all tatty bookshop in probably a less salubrious part of wherever it is we live.
Yeah, it could be potentially anywhere. It doesn't have to be anywhere near. I mean, the place where we're starting, where this is set, is a town, a fictional town of Gamwell, which is about 40 miles from Boston, I think.
Yeah, Boston. I was going to say Boston all the time. So
80
yes.
miles. Sorry, it's between. So it's halfway between Boston and Albany. Roughly 80 miles outside of Boston.
So yes, purveyor of ancient tomes, largely mail order, because I don't like to encourage actual customers into my shop, because then I have to have actual interactions with customers, which is a terrible thing. So I like people to send a stamped addressed envelope to me. And then wait up to 30 days for delivery. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And how about Andre? I'm not going to try. I'll let you pronounce the surname.
Eisenberg. That's a completely American name. They like doing Bergies and Eisens and weird stuff. I'm an archaeologist who has worked with a person we're about to see, Arthur. We've been in a dig together. I've been all over the world. Wee bit of renown, because I've found some nice bones and stuff. People like that.
Nice
Museums
bones
like that.
and stuff.
Yeah, well, people like that sort of stuff, you know. I'm just talking like my dice rolls are going to go when it comes to archaeology. So, like any of my characters when it comes to their specialty, I'll just talk like my dice rolls are going to be like blah, 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 blah. But yeah, he's travelled. He's not Indiana Jones. He's not a whip cracking, fedora wearing action man. He's more of a thoughtful type.
Are you one of the more boring archaeologists?
Yep. Boring's nice. I wouldn't like to encounter anything strange. No, that'd be horrendous.
Are you more of the Denholm Elliot archaeologist?
Right. I guess that was that then. So, and it still says Marcus Dyer, so it's not Marcus Dyer. What is your character's incarnation called, Stuart?
Yeah, I'm Frank Snake Eyes McGee, and I've been sent down from New York to investigate. I'm a private eye, and I've been sent down by a law firm employed to find out the missing Mr. Cornthwaite and see what's actually happened to him. There's a lot of money at stake apparently, and a decent bit of wealth. And we need to find out what's going on.
Very good, very good. And what what is the relationship between Mr. Black and Mr. Eisenberg? Is it Eisenberg?
Heiselberg.
I believe he frequents, or at least is a regular mail order customer for some of my more specialist tomes.
And what is your relationship to a certain Mr. Arthur Cornthwaite?
Probably much the same. Don't really know the man, but he used to frequent my establishment from time to time, which was very unfortunate. And order stuff on a fairly regular basis.
Okay.
So when orders stop coming through, that's going to raise some questions as to why has he stopped ordering.
Does he have a tab or something? Is he an unpaid bill?
Oh, almost certainly.
Almost
Which
certainly.
again is very unfortunate.
Certainly worth the journey. Must be a reasonable tab, but it's certainly worth
It's
the journey to the wonderful town of Gamwell.
The worst sort of customer. People that buy things, come to the shop, no less, and owe me money.
Oh dear, the worst kind of.
I try and stop that kind of thing happening, if at all possible, on all three counts.
And how about Andre? What is Andre's relationship with Mr. Cornthwaite?
He very kindly sponsored one of my digs. We were looking at some ancient Inca sort of Peruvian statues, trying to uncover them. And people thought they weren't worthwhile, weren't really interested in Latin America. But I had faith that these are of value to the world. And Arthur kindly felt the same way. But the problem is he insisted on coming out one time, and he's a bit of a strange fellow. Everyone, for some reason, gets nervous when he goes in expedition with them.
Do people tend to die?
I've heard that, but I don't believe it. Life can be full of tragedies and strange coincidences. But I'm fine. You know what I mean? We were fine. He turned up and he didn't hang around long. He was happy with what we did, and then he went back, and all was good.
Oh, good. Good. So, as I say, it is February the 22nd, 1920. And you have, for your own personal reasons, you've arrived in the town of Gamwell, probably yesterday or maybe early this morning, and taking rooms at the Haggerty boarding house, which is a neat and scrubbed white building run by a friendly couple by the name of Hank and Edith Haggerty. It's a clean place, as evidenced by the prominent sign over the door, which reads, "No chewing tobacco, no alcohol, no smoking, no unmarried couples, and no nonsense."
No fun by the sounds of it.
Oh, we're in the jungle? Okay.
Oh. 1 second, that's got the wrong thing set up.
No
There we
roof.
go. Let's just resolve that. There we go. So, like I said, the town of Gamwell is a Massachusetts town that lies west of Boston, approximately halfway between Boston and Albany, roughly 80 miles or so outside of Boston. Gamwell is kind of an out of the way place, a place you might stop to buy an ice cream or a tonic soda on your way to somewhere else, but that's about it. It's certainly not somewhere that you would normally pay a visit to. So it consists mainly of large properties that sprawl across the surrounding landscape in a pleasing rustic vista. The town itself is small and primarily exists to serve the needs of the gentlemen farmers who own most of the land for miles around. It's got meagre set of town services, including a boarding house, the as mentioned Haggerty boarding house. There's a town hall, a police station, a fire station, the attorney's office, the the Dodge Brothers office. A newspaper office, the Gamwell Gazette, I believe. A town library and several small shops, from like a general store that mainly caters for the farmers, selling cattle, field and farm supplies. There's being ironmongers, a greengrocers, general stores, things like that. But yeah, it pretty much consists of a single main street that runs through the centre of town. So, like I said, for your own personal reasons, you're here because of Arthur Cornthwaite. Either because of business, because you've been employed, in the case of Mr. McGee, you've been employed by the Dodge Brothers lawyers, or you have friends or associates, or collecting debt, outstanding debt, that Mr. Cornthwaite has run. Because neither of you, of Andre or Gerald, have been able to get in touch with Arthur Cornthwaite for what must be almost a month now.
I feel I should point out that I'm not collecting debt in a collecting debt. I'm bringing him a book that I feel that he might be interested in, and while I'm there, I might just drop some casual hints about how maybe, if it's not too much trouble, he could possibly see his way to possibly taking something off of his outstanding amount on his tab.
Oh,
If that's okay with him.
very good. That sounds excellent.
Oh, one of those customers?
So, since the Haggerty boarding house is the only place in town where they take rooms to stay, it's highly likely that the three of you will have met and got talking to each other, and quickly come to realise that you've got there's the connecting link of Arthur Cornthwaite that has drawn you all here to Gamwell. Possibly, would you exchange stories, perhaps, of why?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm assuming this boarding house has, breakfast served at 8 strictly.
Oh yes, strict meal time.
So, yeah, I'm sure while we peruse the one sheet of the local paper, while we wait for our eggs, the opportunity to say why we're in this godforsaken hole of a town. Well, I say town, street. Probably not a lot else to talk about.
So, do you want to share that information with each other then? We've already mentioned some of this already. But,
Well, I was just here to give Arthur the latest update on the dig. We're near completion, so obviously, as I've done every month since we began this venture, reported in. Just strange that he's missed our last meeting. It's not like him.
Which dig?
We're in Central America. We're looking at the Lost Incan, basically the connection between Lost Incan tribes and Native Americans. Fascinating work at how some of the artifacts actually cross over.
Sorry, beg your pardon. Did you say the Lost Incan tribes in Central America?
Yeah, believe it or not, they do exist.
They really are quite lost if they're in Central America.
Yeah, and you'd think that, but no, this is actually a phenomenon, and a lot of people have this misconception, and that's people have called me crazy in the past, but Arthur's believed in me, and so far our work has turned up great.
So you're crazy, and so is he. Is that what you're telling us?
That is rather harsh.
I never.
Sometimes you just have to think outside the box. We're all trying to find the origin of our roots, where we all come from, and as humans, we're all connected more than you think.
So, Lost Incan tribes in Central America. Well, that is one.
And there's actually a connection to the Native American tribes of North America.
Is there? Tell me more.
Well, when the paper's released, you'll see.
And what?
Very exciting, and it's going to change the world.
I have no doubt it will if there were Incans in North America. And which publication are you sending your notes to?
Oh, well, this will be going to the Miskatonic University.
Will it? Will it?
Mhm.
And they're accepting
brilliant.
your.
They're actually very excited. They've never thought about this train of research before.
No, not
not
even the
surprised.
Not even the Fortean Times, I think, would go so far as to suggest Incans in North America.
It's a strange world we live in, and it's just
Certainly is.
the
Just
migration
met one of the
patterns
strangest
of
ones.
humans is amazing.
It is. It is. I'm going to.
We'll see.
So, what sort of time period are we looking at with these Central American Incans?
We're actually looking at pre-Mayan times. Like these have been nomadic tribes.
Are we?
No.
Are we? Okay. So pre-Olmec as well, I would imagine.
Well, close enough. It's we need to get some of these artifacts carbon dated to be 100% sure.
And
that's actually the next stage, you know.
Is it? Is
start-
it? Are you planning on waiting till about 1957 before you perform this carbon dating of which
It's
is
revolutionary, yes. It's revolutionary techniques.
wow, it's almost magical.
That's magic is just science that hasn't happened yet.
Indeed, it probably 37 years, I would imagine.
So you sell books?
Yes, I do.
Exciting.
Mainly historical and works of the strange, as well as more mainstream history, archaeology, and such like. So and a few antiquities as well, but largely scholarly works. And yes, it must be said that the standard theories of the Incans is one of my hobbies, which is why I'm astounded that I've never heard these theories of remnants of the Incan Empire considerably earlier and considerably further north than anybody had hitherto expected.
There you go. That's why we take these risks and explore.
So,
What could be? People thought the world was flat.
So, is this any
It's nice,
particular?
it's nice to meet an establishment person who, the nice little neat, closed mind.
Indeed. So, was this conquest, trade, movement? How did they end up so far away from home?
That's what we're trying to establish, because we've only got we've found the first site, like it's almost like a half trading post, half camp. It's really fascinating. Finding some of the artifacts we're seeing a mesh of cultures.
Indeed. Any writings, inscriptions?
Some actually I put out a journal, and some black and white photos. I start showing some of the sites from the dig.
So yes, did you find any Incan writings at all?
I sort of go to page 72. Sort of show the text.
Remarkable. So they invented. You found evidence that the Incans actually had an alphabet as well.
It's
This is
unprecedented.
truly groundbreaking.
It's unprecedented. Like
It is. It is. I can see your skills as an archaeologist are almost without beginnings.
You're a cunt. Like I give a shit in real life.
I feel that I ought to confess that I have an MA in archaeology.
That's wonderful. I chose a character trait because it seemed like a good idea. You twat.
Oh dear.
Anyway, how about yourself?
Dr. Nursel as well, eh?
Strange how my characters generally have similar traits.
You don't really roleplay, do you?
No, not at all. That's my secret. And how about yourself, Mr. I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name.
Frank. You can call me
Frank.
Frank, yeah. Well, I came here looking for a missing person and I got lumbered with a nerd and a kook. But, if we're all on the same page, then I'm looking for leads as to where this guy could be. If you're looking for him too, then I guess we're all in the same boat.
Well, I don't like to say this, but he owes me a bob or two. As one of my long-standing customers, I was foolish enough to allow him a tab. And as a wealthy man, I assumed that he was. It was a safe proposition, but he's not. He's rather forgetful, shall we say, when it comes to lightening the load. I'm not a man of means.
The wages I'm being paid to come and find him by the people I'm being paid by says he's got a few quid or a few bob.
Yes, apparently so, which is why I allowed him a line of credit, which is something that I'm quite regretting, to be honest with you. But he's a very nice man. He's one of my best clients as well. So, a bit sensitive.
But if you've got proof of the owed money, the estate will sort you out when we find out what's going on. So you won't get shortchanged.
So while you're chatting amongst each other, there's Edith Haggerty is tidying up the dining room, wiping down some of the tables, probably a little bit more than is necessary. She's clearly listening in on your conversation. So, friends of Mr. Cornthwaite, are we?
Yes, you could say that.
Wonderful man. Boon to this community, boon to the town of Gamwell ever since they moved in here. Incredibly thoughtful, generous gentleman.
Generous?
Yes, oh yes. It's been a little ill for a time. Something contracted in South America, from what I understand.
Probably one of those pesky Incan diseases.
Perhaps I'm afraid I'm not very well read on that kind of thing.
You want to be careful what you say around this guy. He's going to raid your tip jar.
I understand it's a speciality of Mr. Cornthwaite. He donated a lot of books to the local library.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Yes. So I hear. So the librarian tells me, Mrs.
Where is the library? Let me guess. It's just up the street.
It's just up the street, just next to the town hall.
Which is just up the street.
Just up the street, yes. It's on the high street, just outside. You can step outside and look up the street. You'll be able to see it from the front porch.
Is this the street? Is that capitalised?
Well, I suppose they call it the high street.
Do they?
Yes. But yes, he's a very nice man. It was a shame to see that he'd fallen ill. We've not seen anything of him for a few weeks.
And where is so I presume he was at home.
I'm sorry?
I presume he has been here and just sort of hidden away at home while he's been
Oh,
poorly.
well, Mr. Cornthwaite lives in the Fitzgerald mansion. It's a few miles out of town. There are quite a lot of big, wealthy landowners that live around here.
Yes, indeed. It's a beautiful part of the world, if I may say so.
Oh, thank you. We are proud of our little town. It's
So,
a quiet little backwater, if I don't mind saying. But we like to keep it that way.
absolutely, yes. Don't want too many out-of-town visitors, I guess.
It's wonderful man, wonderful man. You'll not hear the bad words said about Mr. Cornthwaite here in Gamwell.
I'm sure we will try. Did you ever get to meet him yourself?
Mr. Cornthwaite?
Yes.
Oh yes, we often spoke when he was calling into town. Yes, often spoke. Yes. I mean, people did make a point of getting to know Mr. Cornthwaite, you know, on account of him living in that house.
well, Yes. Living in that house? Why, is there anything?
Okay, the Fitzgerald place. You shouldn't gossip, really. It's got a bit of a bad reputation.
Please do. You're amongst friends. Won't go any further, I promise you.
It's somewhat sordid. To be honest, I don't really relish speaking about such things.
Why, did something terrible happen?
You could make a charm or a persuade roll,
Oh,
depending on what approach you want to take with that.
oh, charm. Absolutely. I am a very charming man.
Very charming.
Oh, God.
Go ahead and charm us then.
Sorry.
That's much
Oh
like
my
real life.
God! So what have you said to
Come on.
Mrs. Haggerty?
Come on, spill the beans, you old witch. Sorry, that's just my southern charm.
Do you want to? Oh, well, you fumble. Yeah, that's a fumble.
Can I
yes,
push it?
You can't push a fumble now.
Oh,
Says, I've never been spoken to like that before by one of my customers.
haven't you? Chuffing, Nora.
Hank! And she rushes off.
Clearly, you need to get out a bit more. What a strange woman. Wasn't anything I said, was it?
Well, a few moments later, Hank, a rather angry-looking Hank Haggerty comes stomping into the dining room.
I've just got a
What-
face full of
what's going
egg.
on here? My wife's in tears. I've told you.
Speak to our
I've seen the sign. I'm sure you've seen the sign above the door. We are no nonsense here.
I do apologise for my friends. They can speak out of turn sometimes. I'll stand up and shake his hand. Gerald Black, how do you do, sir?
You can make a charm.
Somebody really needs to get me out of this mess.
Not me.
After the conversation we've had, you're on your own.
I'm just standing there laughing.
So he kind of just looks at your hands.
I just look at the proprietor and go, no, don't know him.
So he just looks at your hand. He doesn't take your hand. He says, I hope this behaviour is not going to continue, Mr. Black. If it does, I'm afraid we'll be asking you to terminate your residence.
I'm sure it was all simply a misunderstanding. I deeply apologise for any offence we may have caused.
Right.
Sort of shuffle down the table away to create a distance. It's like,
I'll just go back to eating my eggs in a bashful silence.
So, how'd that go for you, smooth talking son of a bitch?
Right, he kind of just
oh well,
stands there for a
me
moment,
here for a
looking
day.
at you and then leaves the room.
I think I got away with that. Phew, bit touchy around here, aren't they?
It's all them
does this happen a lot everywhere you go?
Strangely, it has been known to. I really don't understand it.
I couldn't imagine. Just very unfortunate by the looks of things.
Absolutely. So people can be very touchy at times.
Maybe we shouldn't get you to talk to people very much at all.
I've been told that I'm a very charming man. At least that's what my mum said.
So
Maybe we should go and see the sights of the street.
Do we have an address where this bloke lived?
Yes, it was the Fitzgerald mansion out of town.
Oh,
But,
so we're in the wrong street.
Well, there is only the street.
Yeah.
However, I feel we might as well drop by the library,
Yeah.
seeing as the librarian may have something to say about his donations.
Sounds like a plan.
So, Mr. McGee, you've got an appointment to keep as well with the
Yes.
Dodge Brothers lawyers.
Yeah, I'll go and pay him a visit for an interview. Where are the offices?
Surprisingly, the
In the
Dodge
street.
Brothers offices is located on Main Street or High Street.
Cool.
Just near the library and the town hall.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to head off to the library? I'll go for my meeting.
How do people normally get to the mansion? Automobile?
Probably a horse and cart. Mule.
So what are you
Okay.
guys doing?
I'm
What
gonna
time
shoot
is
off.
it?
The time is, it is almost 10 to 10 in the morning.
So, yeah,
Like I say,
library.
you probably arrived here sort of yesterday afternoon or early yesterday evening and spent your first night here at Haggerty's.
Okay, I'll shoot off my meeting with these guys and I'll meet you guys in the library.
Sounds like
Okay.
a fair plan.
Yeah, we'll do that then.
Okay. So what is Andre and Gerald up to then?
Pay the library a visit.
I'm just tagging along because obviously I'm just here for the meeting, go to the mansion. So if we're traveling together, I may as well
Okay.
see what's going on, but I've no general interest in the town.
No. and there's no goodwill at the boarding house at the moment.
I'm interested to see if these books that Cornthwaite's been donating to the library have the Gerald Black stamp in the front.
So like I say, most things of interest. Any offices and businesses are pretty much all located on Main Street or High Street, or which is probably called Main Street. And it doesn't take you much time at all to find the town library, which is a small but crammed wooden building, kind of single story, clapperboard building, typical clapperboard building. And going inside, you see it's there's not much in the way of books. It's not a very well stocked library. And there's a single staff member, a young woman. This is the lady. Where is she? There she is. Who she looks over as you come in through the door and says, "Good morning. Welcome to Gamwell Library. You're out of towners, I can tell. Can I be of any assistance, gentlemen?"
Good morning. We're just visiting town, but we thought we'd pop in to see your establishment while we were here. I'm from Boston. I'm an antiquarian.
I noticed the accent.
Indeed. I'm not going to try and do that. Yes, I'm an antiquarian by trade. And one of my very good customers lives around here and purchased many books. I think he may have donated some of them to you. I'm not sure. So here to see old friends, if you like.
I presume you're speaking. You speak of Mr. Cornthwaite.
Sorry, Gerald Black at your service.
Oh, my. She holds out there.
I do. Yes.
Susan Harwell, Mrs. Susan Harwell.
It was. There don't seem to be very many. What's the word I'm looking for? Books. Maybe I could send you a couple.
Oh, that would be most kind. Mr. Cornthwaite has been very generous in the past with donations to the library. We are, as you can see, we are only a small local library. Our funds are somewhat lacking. So we gladly accept any assistance that is offered, any donations to contribute towards our betterment.
Do you get many visitors from town?
Out of town, as you mean?
No, from town.
Well, yes. I suppose we'd we're as busy as you'd expect. It's the only library in Gamwell, so yes, we're quite busy. School children often here for when they're studying. The school itself doesn't have its own library, so
terrible shame. All schools should have at least a small library.
Well, again, we're only a small town here in Gamwell, and the school is small, the library's small. It's it's a shame we're not. The library isn't better equipped than it is, but we get by.
Did you see or rather, do you see much of Mr. Cornthwaite?
Mr. Cornthwaite was up until recently. He was quite a regular visitor to the library. As I say, several months ago he donated quite a lot of books. Very generous donation. Somewhat. We have slightly embarrassing. We have a slight glut of books on the one particular subject that he donated to us.
Oh, really? Which subject is that?
Oh, mainly dealing with archaeology.
Really? That's most interesting. Any particular?
Anthropological and archaeological text, mainly to do with South America.
Really? Well, my friend here could really use some of those. I feel.
Friend is an interesting
Yeah.
term you're using.
To maybe bring him up to speed on the basics of the Incan culture.
Well, you're more than
Do you-
welcome
do you
to
lend-
peruse the books. I'm afraid because you're not a resident, I'm afraid you won't be able to take out any of the books. But you're more than welcome
That's
to
a
peruse
terrible
them
shame.
inside the building.
Well, that's most kind of you. Could you point us in the general direction?
Yes, of course. And she leads you over. She says yes. It's as I say, it's the most recent donations were all these, and she points to this section with all these books, mainly on South American archaeology and anthropology. So, but it is only a fraction of the books that he's donated to the library over the years. The rest, I'm afraid, are in storage. We have, as you can see, we're only a small library, and we don't have the room to put them all. And if we did have them all on the shelves, we would have little room for anything else. And we do need a variety of subjects. Because oddly enough, he did come back in and borrowed one of the books that he donated.
Did he? Which does he still have it, or did he return it?
Yes, it was back in November. He borrowed it. So it is a little overdue, but it's not really diplomatic to mention it. I mean, he did give the books to us.
Which book was it he borrowed?
It was. Let me see. She goes over to the desk and starts going through the filing system. Here we are. The Missing People: The Tribe That the Jungle Swallowed by Thomas Pratt. And I guess at that, Andre and Gerald, you can make an anthropology roll if you have anything in that skill.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
So, Andre, how's your anthropology? Any better than your archaeology?
That's- Not this morning. I think I need a little coffee.
Okay, so Gerald, so you
That could
the
not
name
have
the-
gone better.
so the name.
Do you think that's sitting around a table? You'd be wearing something? Look how people are brave when it's online, eh?
No, I'm just as much of a cunt in person.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So yeah, the name Thomas Pratt rings a bell with you, Gerald. It's so Pratt is considered to be on the fringe of anthropology and more on the fringe of accepted science. Is kind of almost, not quite, but almost considered a crackpot by the mainstream in anthropology.
Is he full on aliens? guy.
No, not to that extent. No, I mean that wouldn't be that wouldn't even be a thing. But now, but yeah, if it was of the Charles Davikin,
Eric von Daniken.
Eric von Daniken, yeah. If it was that time period, it would certainly be in amongst that crowd, yeah. But like I said, that's way. This is way before any of that kind of ancient astronaut kind of stuff. But yeah, he's certainly considered on the fringe of the science, of accepted science.
Well, maybe if we see Mr. Cornthwaite, maybe we can gently remind him that other people may be wishing to borrow said book.
Oh well, that'd be much appreciated. But please don't. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want Mr. Cornthwaite to feel that we were being disrespectful.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't dream of it. I'm a very. I will broach the subject if the opportunity arises, very sensitively and thoughtfully. Will I not, sir? I'll look at Simon.
I just cough and look somewhere else.
Well, gentlemen, if there's anything...
Planning to have a word with the guest house, the Haggertys, see if a park bench can be arranged for our new friend.
Well, gentlemen, if there's anything I can assist you with, don't hesitate to ask.
Most kind. Shall we go and peruse the section on archaeology and anthropology? You never know. We may both learn something.
Yes, entirely possible.
I just want to see if any of my books are here that he hasn't paid for yet.
Okay, so you're going to start looking through. So Gerald's going to start looking through if there's any sign of anything. What's Andre doing?
You know what? I'll see if there's any more Pratt's books, and I'll pick one up.
Any more? What? Sorry.
Any more of Pratt's
okay.
publications apart from the missing people.
Radio.
I've a read on him. Not too familiar with the guy, so see if there's anything else by Pratt, and then I'll just pick up one at random.
Radio. I guess you can both make a library use roll, and we'll come back to the results of that in a moment. So. Oh dear. Okay, some good rolls today. Good start.
I'll just.
You should put the books on the shelves. It would help.
We're going to have to go and find that last and ask her where the books are again, aren't we?
So, meanwhile, Mr. McGee, you head over to the offices of Dodge Brothers, Attorneys at Law. Oh, it is Main Street, 14 Main Street, Gamwell. The address is on the letter.
Oh yes.
So, entering the building, you make your way up upstairs to the upper story where their offices are located. And there's a glass door. It's a typical like a frosted glass door with the names etched into the glass. Reginald, Walter, and Herbert Dodge, Attorneys at Law, Gamwell.
Knock on the door.
Ah. Okay. So yeah, you're not going to do that. There's a yes, come in.
Go and sit down. So, what's the scoop? What you got for me?
I'm sorry, sir. Do we know you?
Well, you sent me this letter.
The look at the letter. Oh, yes. Sorry, you're Mr. McGee, the private investigator, right? Yes. Please,
That's me,
sir, take a seat. And yeah, they're all kind of stood. All three brothers, Dodge brothers, stood there. One, the older one, older of the three, sat behind the desk, and the two younger brothers stood at his shoulder. I've got a picture of them somewhere. There we go. So the younger one's the younger one in the middle.
They look like very suspicious cows.
Yeah.
Older one is on the right. There's not much. There's only a few years between them. They look to be in the 50s, late 50s. So yeah, little grey men in washed out grey suits, all with receding hairlines in different stages of advancements. One that is you learn is Walter Dodge. He has a moustache, while the others are both clean shaven. They're quite sort of come across quite timid men. They're kind of almost like sort of like heads shrunk, sinking between the shoulders, almost with like trying to draw the necks in. So well, glad you came, Mr. McGee. We hope you'll be able to help us. As we said in the letter, we're interested in locating Mr. Cornthwaite, who is our really is lawyers in charge of managing his estate and his accounts.
How much? How much are we talking? Like, what's the estate worth?
Well,
Must be
the estate is
considerable.
quite a valuable estate. So, Mr. Cornthwaite has departed without notifying of his movements, and it's been almost a month now. And we've had no word from him, and we need to establish how to move forward and manage his estate in his absence. But but we're in a little bit of a quandary without his authority to advise us on such matters. So we would like you to locate Mr. Cornthwaite and obtain from him his wishes in respect to this matter. Or better still, request that he contact us in person. Of course, if it should, heaven forbid, transpire that Mr. Cornthwaite is no longer with us, or no longer of sound mind, then we will of course need some evidence of the same, so that we may proceed with his wishes as outlined in his last will and testament, which we hold along with other of his documents. Well, of course, hopefully this is a entirely unnecessary contingency, but one that we must nevertheless consider in light of Miss Cornthwaite's mysterious departure.
So, how much are you paying?
Oh, I see. Well, I believe the fee that we discussed of a $100 and a further $100 bonus on completion of the job.
No matter what the outcome? As in
No
whether
matter
he's
the
alive or dead?
Alive or dead, they just so long as you provide as you're able to provide evidence of either outcome. That was allow us to move forward, make the necessary arrangements.
Okay. Can we throw in a free breakfast and we'll call it a deal?
You can make a persuade roll.
I'm not very good at that.
Breakfast is going to be the
Can't I
key.
intimidate instead? You will give me a breakfast.
Well, you could attempt to if you want to go down that route. If you want to be aggressive,
But your eggs will be overcooked.
if you want to go down that route, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Fails miserably. Oh no!
I hope we haven't made an error in taking on your services, Mr. McGee. There's no call for that kind of
Calm
attitude.
yourself
I believe that
down.
the fee that we've offered is more than adequate.
Okay, we're gonna.
I'm hoping we won't have to. We'll call the sheriff.
Do what you need to do, but we've got a deal. I'll handle it for you.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. You came. Your services came highly recommended. I'm sure. I hope we weren't mistaken, Mr. McGee.
They're highly recommended. I claim highly recommended, but I have my methods, so maybe I'm a bit.
Well, I trust your methods be directed elsewhere other than your employers.
Okay, don't get your knickers in a twist.
It's we're in Dumyankistan, so it's panties in a bunch. Translating from English to Dumyankistani.
What's that in Incan?
Hungo punk.
So, is there anything we can do to assist you in your investigation, Mr. McGee?
Advance payment would be nice.
Oh well, as I say, we'll pay you the
£100 now.
$100 up front.
$100 now, $100 later. Okay, cool. I'll take the money, and I've got some ideas and some clues as to what's going on. So I've got some leads, should we say? So you just give me the cash, and I'll look after the rest.
Oh, very good. And where do you intend to start your investigation, Mr. McGee?
I've just met two really nice guys who, one's a nerd, one's a out of his mind nut job, but we're chatting and we're getting on the investigation trail. So
I'm the nerd, by the way.
Oh, you've enlisted some assistance. I see. Very good, very good. I'm sure you understand that the fee has already been negotiated. If you are to pay these associates, you must
yeah, you don't need to worry
facilitate that
pretty
out
little
of,
head about
out of
that.
the agreed payment.
Yeah, I've got that all sorted. Don't you worry about a thing.
I presume you will be wishing to call at Mr. Cornthwaite's place of residence, the Fitzgerald Mansion.
Yeah.
Very good.
What is that, a car ride or?
Yes, it's several miles out of town. Yes.
Can you arrange a car for me? I came in by train.
Well, yes, I'm sure we can get you dropped. We can arrange for some transport. Have you and your associates dropped off at the Fitzgerald Mansion?
Excellent.
So we should of course give you this, and he hands you an envelope which contains two keys. This is the key to the front door and the back door of the Fitzgerald Mansion.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to leave you and head up to the library.
Oh, there's nothing else you require there, Mr. McGee?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh,
I've
very
got
good.
a gun.
Good to see that you have the matter in hand. We shall await your updates.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And then I leave and head towards the library.
As you're leaving, an unusual man.
It's going to be one of these games.
I hope we've made the right choice, Reginald.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, just like you just managed to hear it's kind of muffled voices as the your doors close and you're leaving the office.
I stop and give him an award-winning smile. So, don't you panic about it.
Oh yes, we have every confidence in you, Mr. McGee.
Yeah. I've just realised I'm unarmed. Why am I unarmed? I need a gun. The answer is always a gun.
I would imagine you probably probably have a handgun of some description.
Can I flash it at them as I leave? It's all under control.
Raise their eyebrows. Very good, Mr. McGee. Very good. So, and where are you heading from there?
I'm heading towards the library.
After your in-depth interview of the lawyer, you're heading towards the library. Okay, so meanwhile at the library, you find nothing. So you don't find any more
Books.
of. You find plenty of books, but you don't find.
Have we managed to stumble into the children's section?
Probably mistaken for some highbrow archaeological textbooks. But yeah, there's no more books. The library doesn't have a single other book by Thomas Pratt, and you don't find, Gerald, you don't find any books. There don't appear to have been any books that came from your shop. That have been
Well, that's a
donated
good
to the
thing.
library.
I'm quite pleased about that.
So while you're looking around,
Well,
Mrs.
I'll settle myself down with with the room on the broom, probably. Oh, have a look at this one, Andrea. It's very good. It's about a mouse that becomes a highwayman.
And what's Andre doing?
I just pick up a book at random and set it to a reference table.
Okay.
Just to while away some time.
Is it about a stick man?
Something like that, yeah.
So Miss Arwell, the librarian, she's kind of busy about sort of putting books back on the shelves and reorganising things. So what brings you to Gamwell?
We've come to visit Mr. Cornthwaite.
Oh, so you're here to visit? Nobody's seen Mr. Cornthwaite for several weeks.
Apparently not. So the good people in the boarding house told us. Very friendly people. Very gracious.
Mr. and Mrs.
yes,
Haggard,
well,
they're fine upstairs. A little bit, perhaps a little bit straight-laced. But, good people.
Just a little, possibly. I fear I may have upset Mrs. Haggerty with my out-of-town ways. But yes, we were planning on visiting Mr. Cornthwaite today. But yes, I heard he'd not been seen for a while. I do hope he's well.
Yes, well, I say nobody's seen there was talk that Mr. Cornthwaite was ill. Had been ill for a few weeks.
Does he live there with anybody else?
No, he lives.
Staff?
He lives at the Fitzgerald's mansion by himself, as far as I'm aware. He does have. Yes, he does employ. Oh, he did employ various staff, a gardener and a housekeeper, I believe.
You say did?
Well, from what I hear, they were. Mr. Cornthwaite dispensed with their services about a month ago.
I see. Do they live in town?
Oh no, they were. Mr. Cornthwaite only employed out of towners.
Oh, I see. Well, that is strange. Well, I hope he's well. Wouldn't have wanted a wasted trip, would we, Andre?
Not at all. It's better out of the way here.
We were planning on heading up till the Fitzgerald mansion. I take it's relatively easy to find.
Easy to find, but unless you have an automobile,
Can I come in now, or am I still making my way there?
You're still making your way there.
Ah,
It's
a big
it is
entrance.
a few miles outside of Gamwood.
Are there? I'm assuming that we come by train.
Yeah.
Is there?
Well,
a-
probably you probably caught a train to another to another town that's probably from not Boston, but yeah, a larger town. Then caught a bus from there.
Is
to
there a taxi rank on the
here.
street?
Oh, no, I'm afraid there's no taxi services.
Or anybody that would be willing to
I've got it covered, man.
This echo from down the street.
Hey guys! Hey guys!
Oh,
I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm sure you might. I'm sure somebody in town could be persuaded to give you a lift out that
Well,
way.
I'm sure we will find somebody. I do hear the honking of car horns in the street.
I think we'll just wait for our associate to arrive, and then because it's easier making plans as one unit.
Is it? Is it easy to find though the house?
The Fitzgerald Manse.
Yes.
Oh yes, it's easy to find. It's just take the North Road out of town. Like I say, you could quite easily walk, but it would take maybe an hour's walk.
Oh, not with my leg.
Oh.
And my constitution. Is it an old property?
Oh yes, the Fitzgerald mansion. Yes, it's quite an old property. Yes, it's built in about 1800, I believe.
Almost prehistoric.
Well, it's quite old for a property in these parts, at least.
Yeah,
It's,
indeed.
Somewhat of a reputation.
Does it? How so? Is it haunted?
Well, I suppose some people would like to tell you those kind of stories, but it certainly has an unpleasant history.
Really? I'll do tell. As an antiquarian, these kind of
Well, actually, I am thinking of writing a book upon the history of Gamwell, and in particular the Fitzgerald mansion.
Aye, that's fascinating. Well, if there's anything I can do to put you in contact with publishers or anything, sounds fascinating.
Well, what I'd really like is if I could talk Mr. Cornthwaite to let me have a look around the Fitzgerald mansion. That would be most helpful. It'd be nice to get some first-hand.
Indeed, first-hand knowledge is always the ideal, rather than tittle-tattle. Although a weight of local knowledge can be useful as a jumping-off point. So, what stories are these about them? What sort of reputation is it?
Well, I suppose it goes back to the Fitzgeralds that family that built the house. Like I say, it was built in about 1800. They lived. The Fitzgerald family lived there until 1860. They were the family line came to a rather abrupt end when the son, John Fitzgerald, he'd returned home from fighting the Civil War. His older brother was killed. Took a bullet to the gut from according to the stories, and he died. And John only narrowly escaped with his life as well. I believe, took a buckshot to the head. And he came back from, according to the stories, he came back from the war with quite bitter and the bullet the injury had clearly done more damage than was visible. It became bitter, psychopathic, and one night he killed his entire family in a fit of rage and then turned his rifle on himself.
I say.
Well, it doesn't end there, Mr. Black. It doesn't end there.
Does it not?
Despite this, the property was purchased only a year later by the Ainsfield family, who lived there until, if I recall, about 1889, when they were forced to move out and sell up due to mounting debts. But the next the property was sold to a Mr. Arthur Kerwin, who moved in the same year with his young family. I believe they'd moved to the countryside from New York after he'd made quite a name for himself, and quite a large fortune, and they moved here to Gamwell with the intention of bringing up their children in a more peaceful and idyllic rural setting. But by all accounts, Mr. Kerwin found it hard to adjust to the more sedate, quiet life, the loneliness and the isolation of the place. Obviously, must not have sat well with him. And then, much like Mr. John Fitzgerald before him, he became, at first, he became irritable, then paranoid, psychotic, and unfortunately, he murdered his family. Not in the way that John Fitzgerald did before him. This was a rather sadistic and gruesome series of murders. He butchered his wife and his children, and he was never seen again. He was never been apprehended.
I say. And is that when it passed into Mr. Cornthwaite's
No,
hands?
no.
There's more?
The house stood vacant for about 3 years, and then in 1893, an elderly couple, the Franklins, I believe, they bought it. Although they were an elderly couple, and they weren't there for long. And unfortunately, Martha Franklin died in 1906. And her husband Henry outlasted her by several years. I believe he died in 1913. And then a year later, of course, Mr. Cornthwaite purchased the property. And it was, as I say, it was an excellent addition to Gamwell. It made just the impression he made on everybody here. It was such a wonderful, happy, friendly, and generous man. It was full of energy and enthusiasm about the his an expedition he was planning to South America.
South America, you say?
Yes, South America.
Interesting. Not Central America.
No, South America, I think.
I'll make a very obvious note of that. I take it he came to town quite frequently, I'm told.
Yes. Like I say, he was a upstanding member of the community. He made right from the very first day he arrived in Gamwell, he made every effort to integrate himself with the community, and was, like I say, is very much a philanthropist.
I take it nobody noticed any change in his behaviour the last couple of times he was in town?
Well, yes, as I say, he seemed to, the last few weeks before he that people saw him, he seemed
Snippy?
seemed ill, seemed pale, withdrawn, nervous. Oh, his disposition was altogether different.
But not sort of irritable and snippy, though, just...
Oh, I see what you...
Poorly.
No, no, not at all.
Oh, I do hope he's well. Seems... Has anybody been up to the house to...
I couldn't say. I wouldn't know.
Does he have any particular...
perhaps you would be better off speaking to the sheriff or the Dodge brothers. I believe they're responsible for his estate.
I believe our colleague is with the Dodge brothers even as we speak.
Yes,
I was
you'd
more
imagine
wondering
at
if he had any...
At this point, in walks Mr. McGee.
Hey guys!
Mr. McGee, what a pleasure it is to see you.
I got us a lift to the mansion, and I got the keys to get in as well. So.
Really?
Yeah. As I say, I work for the guys who run the estate, so
But
they have access.
if they are the lawyers and they have a car and they have access and they're 3 miles away, why have they brought you from Boston to go and see how he is?
Because he's missing.
But
they don't know where
they
he is.
haven't been to...
I can only assume they've been to the house.
But they have... Interesting. Yeah, we were just talking to the charming Helen, was it?
Susan.
Susan.
All right.
Susan. Sorry.
So what have you found out? What's she know? What does she know?
Oh, she has some very nice books. There's this one. It's about a broom and a witch.
Nice.
But there isn't room on the broom for everybody that needs to be on the broom. It's very exciting. I haven't got to the end yet. I don't know what happens.
I
so
thought
if
that
you've read
he
it,
was
don't spoil it for me.
I thought he was the mental case. What happened? I've only been gone for 5 minutes.
Well, we were looking for books on the Incas, but we were looking in entirely the wrong place.
Were you looking in Central America by any chance?
No, we were looking over there, but there were lots of very exciting books with pictures and everything.
You see where it says children's section?
I had not. I got 91 on my library use. I did not see that sign. It's been fascinating talking to you, Miss Harwell. if I may give you my card, as I say, if you need any contacts with regards to only small publishing houses, but I would love to stock your book in my shop. It would be
That sounds like a euphemism.
fascinating.
Oh, that's most kind, Mr. Black. I'd be sure to to be in touch if the opportunity
And
arises.
if we find anything, we'll be sure to let you know as well.
Oh yes, that'd be most helpful. I've been very, very interested.
I do hope nothing untoward has happened to Mr. Cornthwaite. That house seems, hesitate to say the word, but almost cursed.
That it is. Some locals do bandy about such outrageous terms. Yes,
Definitely a sad history.
indeed. An interesting one, but a dark one, certainly.
So, are we going to head up to the mansion tonight, or are we going to have a sleep?
Well,
I don't even know what time it is. What's time?
It is.
It's about
It's only
lunchtime.
It's 10:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Gosh,
get over
Hardly
the muff and
any-
then go about our ways.
I got
Anyone
through that
hungry?
remarkably quickly. We've just had breakfast, son.
Oh,
Let us purchase a. Well, if we are to assume that Mr. Cornthwaite is not at home, seeing as the lawyers must surely have gone to pay him a visit themselves, maybe we should avail ourselves of a packed luncheon and make our way to the house.
okay. Sounds good to me. Let's go back to the lawyers. They'll get us a ride up there. And you guys, we can fire some questions at them. I should have probably fired some questions at them earlier, but I'm tired. Leave me alone. It's been a long journey down here from New York.
Indeed. So you head back over to the Haggerty's boarding house, where with a little bit of negotiation and saving a little bit of face, you manage to secure a packed lunch for each of you. A few sandwiches, a couple of apples, maybe a flask of coffee.
Right, most generous. Where is this motor car?
Yeah, they said they'd bring one, but let's go and chase them up. Back to number 14 Main Street. The old Dodge Brothers lawyers. Let's go and chat to them.
Okay, so you head back over across the street, pretty much, to
What are you doing, you halfwit?
Going to see the lawyers to get us a
offices
lift.
of Dodge Brothers lawyers. You're back, Mr. McGree, and are these your associates?
Yeah, these are my associates. They have vested interest in finding.
Indeed, Gerald Black at your service, sir.
Step forward.
Andre Ezelberg, I've had previous dealings with Mr. Cornthwaite.
So you're an associate of Mr. Cornthwaite.
Yes, we've had the dealings before. He very
he's-
kindly sponsored my current gig.
Perhaps your
Is-
insight will prove most beneficial to Mr. McGee's investigations.
Have you been up to the house yourselves?
The kind of the three of them sort of exchange glances and say, well, we haven't actually been in the house.
Surely it would seem the easiest and most straightforward way forward.
Well, yes, we did. Of course, we went up to the Fitzgerald estate, and we stood. We knocked on the door and called out, but there was no reply. It seemed rude to intrude further.
But you've got a key. What if he was laying dead on the floor?
Mr. McGee, this is why we've employed your service. Employed your services.
To go and open a door. Okay, thank you. Well,
Well,
I'm sure it'd be worth all the money.
If that is indeed the case, Mr. McGee, then it will be an easy payday, won't it?
Yeah.
So, as we already mentioned, Mr. McGee, our first concern is to establish Mr. Cornthwaite's current location or satisfactory evidence of his death.
Demise.
If that is the unfortunate case. And second, we must ensure that that Mr. Cornthwaite's valuable estate and property is in good condition. As I say, if the worst scenario proves to be true, then there is quite a lot of money tied up in the property of Mr. Cornthwaite's belongings, which we are at liberty to deal with as laid out in his last will and testament. Which we hold along with
Okay. We're
other
ready to.
items.
Would it be wrong to ask to look at his will? No. Let's not do that. Okay. Are we ready to head up to the mansion, guys?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it done.
Right. Where's this car you promised us?
Oh yes. Yes, my Reginald will drive you to the Fitzgerald house. And he
Thank you.
says, so yes, yes, gentlemen. If you'll come with me, I'll my car's outside. I'll drive it there now. Unless there's anything you require before leaving town.
Nope. I'm happy enough. Go have a look around, because if he's not there, I'll leave my report with the lawyers, and then I'll be on my way.
Very good. Very good. Well, if you follow me, gentlemen, I understand. My car's outside. He steps forward and opens the door, the office door, and sort of stands waiting for you to leave. Gentlemen?
Yep,
Yeah.
I guess.
Let's go.
Okay. So you're all going downstairs, getting in Reginald Dodge's car, then, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly plan. Very well. Okay. Right. So So it's only a short drive, maybe about 10-15 minutes. And Reginald doesn't really make much conversation, other than makes sort of feeble attempts at small talk, but is clearly not really interested in speaking to you.
They didn't strike me as the small talk type of people.
No. And he eventually pulls up in front of the wrought iron gates of the Fitzgerald estate. The gates are flanked by a high stone wall. The wall stands maybe about 10-15 feet high, and is topped by rusted iron spikes. So it's about 10 miles. The estate lies about 10 miles outside of Gamwell. So it's kind of like quite peaceful, picturesque, but quite isolated. There are there are other properties that that you could call neighbours, but
Does it look well kept?
So looking out through the windows of the car and through the gates, you can see the house is surrounded by a tangled, quite extensive ornamental garden. But it looks somewhat untended and overgrown.
Almost like the gardener had been laid off.
Yeah, possibly so. You could say that, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the lift. Are you coming in?
Oh, no. I'm sure you have the matter in hand, Mr. McGee, and once you get out of the car, he without another word, he turns the car around and drives back to Gamwell.
Is he coming back for us?
Are we walking back? Are we leaving the mansion?
That is an excellent question.
One-way trip.
Give us a few
Did he
hours
call,
and come
did he
back
call
and
out the
rest.
sacrifices are here before he left the...
So you can see,
While,
this quite a big estate, probably about probably covers about 20 acres, and there are neighbouring estates probably, but there's probably a mile or so between the next nearest homes, and again
Sounds
surrounded by quite extensive land. So it's
Shall we go in?
neighbours, although they are neighbouring estates, it is quite isolated and sits pretty much on its own. And the fact that the entire estate is surrounded by this high stone spike-topped wall.
Yeah.
So you are now stood in front of this iron gate flanked by this stone wall, beyond which you can see this mostly dirt, part gravel driveway. And as you approach the gate, you see that there is a chain and padlock securing the gate.
Have I got keys for this?
The chain and padlock look quite new. So trying the keys, looking at the keys there, neither of the keys clearly neither of them fit the padlock.
They could have mentioned this. Or have they not been this far?
Well, isn't this a pickle?
Who's climbing over?
Yeah, because my locksmith at 1 is doing nothing.
Hmm. What's the worst that could happen? I'll look at.
So there you go.
What? You seem remarkably adept at that, Frank.
No, it's not my first time.
Click.
So yeah, so to retrieving a little pouch of pics and files from his inside his jacket pocket. Frank deftly and without any trouble at all picks the padlock open.
I'm not highly suspicious about that at all.
Why would you be suspicious?
So at any point, if you want to re-pick that lock, you can do it automatically without having to roll again.
Oh, nice. Shall we go in?
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
Okay. Give myself a bit more room here. Right. So, like I said, beyond the gate, there's a wide driveway that leads towards the house, while there's numerous other ill-defined paths that lead off into the rambling garden. The house is only just visible ahead through the riot of plant life. So you're heading down the driveway, sorry?
Yeah.
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 And to be honest, we don't want to be sneaking.
Yeah.
We're here in good
reasonably.
faith. So, yeah.
But keeping my eyes peeled.
Okay. So as you head down the driveway, you can each make a spot hidden roll as well. Okay, so Gerald and Frank, off to your right, through the trees and bushes, you catch the glimpse of the roof of a rickety-looking shed. Which is over here.
Should we go and investigate, or should we just head up to the house?
No, I think main house for now.
Okay.
We'll just keep that in mind.
Okay.
So, officially, we're here to see your man, not sneak about his house.
I mean, we did just pick a lock to get in through the front gate.
No.
Sure.
You.
Only because everyone else failed it.
I have no memory of attempting to pick that lock. I'm an entirely honest man and have no lock-picking skills.
We noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're approaching the house then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, the house is surrounded on all sides by these quite extensive ornamental gardens. You can see, although almost completely overgrown and hidden from view, you catch sight of things like various statues, stone benches, and even what looks like a fountain over to the left side of the house. The house itself, as you draw close to it, the house itself is completely silent, shuttered, and almost brooding. The house is cobwebbed by ivy, masked by trees, and caressed by a wind that blows through this ornamental gardens. Everything seems damp and wet, as if by recent rainfall, even though there's been no rain that you're aware of. So you can make a spot hidden roll as well, all three of you. Oh wow, Andrew's not doing too good. So okay, so the house is quite large and looks, from your limited knowledge, it looks really well constructed. Although you can't help but notice that the entire edifice, it seems slightly strange. Something seems slightly odd about it. And it's not until maybe take a step back or start walking to one side towards the corner of the house that you notice that the house is slightly skewed or tilted in appearance. In fact, the entire house looks oddly crooked. So
it's an old house.
Sorry?
It's an old house.
It is an old house, yeah.
Did we walk a crooked mile?
See a crooked man? Not seen a crooked man yet.
No, we're looking for the crooked man, but
that's come later. Yeah,
that's coming here. We're going across the crooked stile soon.
So the house is 2 stories, with doors front and back. The front door waits at the top of a short flight of steps, and the door is carved oak with fine brass knocker, cold to the touch. Do you want to? Take a walk around it, or are you just going to approach the front of the house, or what do you want to do?
Knock on the door. See if anyone's home.
Okay, so Frank approaches the front door. What about Andre?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not ninjas. We're just here to see if he's in. It'd be fun if he actually answers, and none of these muppets have thought about just going asking.
He answers. We go, "Hi, you're right. How are you doing? You getting better? Fantastic. Do you want us to get the doctor to come and see you? Yeah, cool. Cheers, thanks, bye. Back home for tea and medals."
So Frank, you reach out and rap the door with the brass knocker, and you can hear the sound of it echo through the house on the other side of the door. And the three of you stand there for a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There's no response, no sound of movement from within the house, no sign of anybody, no
peek through any windows.
So all the shutters are closed on the windows.
Okay, let me try my key then.
Okay, right. So you try the keys. Eventually, well, you've only got 2 keys, so you quickly find the. Oh, this is what the house looked like, by the way. So yeah, you able to unlock the door. The keys cut a little bit stiff in the lock. And it takes a you have to force it slightly. And the lock squeals as you turn the key. But eventually, you manage to unlock the front door.
After you, gentlemen.
No, after you. I insist.
Chicken. Okay. All right, I'll go in.
Okay, so you push the door. So as you push the door open, it's like you manage to push it open about a foot or so, and then it quickly like sticks. And the door frame must be swollen, or like I said, the house looks slightly skewed, so maybe the frame is twisted or something. So it takes a little bit of a small amount of effort to like push the door open. The bottom of the door scrapes across the wooden floorboards as you push your way into the house. Let's see, just a moment.
We're getting the spooky sounds, yay.
Right, so you find yourself stood in a hallway. It's not dark, but it's certainly certainly very very dim. There's no there's no windows, no apparent windows onto this hallway, and all the like I say, all the windows that you have seen on the exterior of the house, the shutters tightly shut.
Just like shout, hello, hello.
Okay, so yeah,
Anybody there?
you call out, and you almost makes you cringe there. How loud your voice sounds in the house. It's sort of highlights how quiet it is in here. Then suddenly there's a huge wet chunk of plaster shivers off the ceiling just ahead of you and smashes to the floor in front, just a few feet in front. And looking up, you can see the whole ceiling is moist and dark with damp.
But it's quite dry outside.
No, the whole grounds are like wet.
No, sorry, I meant
Was this a drastic change from the road that we crossed the gate?
Outside the road is dry. It's clear there's been no rain or anything for any time recently.
it must be in some sort of like natural. I don't know, sort of a spring or something underneath the house.
Very strange. Looks like he's thrown buckets of water around the place and left it.
So looking around as well, as you're like looking around now, you can see that there's large cracks running along most of the walls that have been slowly widening over time. and there's a slight, very slight but noticeable smell of mould and damp. Like
Yeah, it must be-
wallpaper. What some in places on the walls, wallpaper has started to like bubble or peel away and sag.
Yeah, it must be like built on a spring or something.
There's birds in here as well.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sorry, that should be clear now. There's no birds in here.
It's pitch black.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the touchscreen because we're in a hallway with a set of stairs, but the game screen's like completely pitch.
So what are you doing, gentlemen?
Can we find a light switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
gas
probably,
lamp in,
probably a
or-
light switch. So you flick the light switch, and all you get for your trouble is you hear a faint sparking coming from behind the switch, and the light flickers briefly and then just goes out.
Well, this is just bloody peachy, isn't it?
I guess we have a mooch.
Sounds good.
But
It's-
ghost. I think we do need to, given the state of the ceilings, we need to be careful.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it out there that I don't think your man's here.
Or if he is, he's not be in good health. Breathing all this thing. Alright. Come inside, be back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, feel free to wander.
Well, I think the most obvious thing to do is probably find if he's got a study and if he's got a bedroom. But I would maybe suggest staying together but keeping apart, if that makes sense, just in case anything gives way.
Yeah.
So yeah, spread out to minimise any sort of weight on anything unstable. But I think we probably need to. I don't fancy falling through something and you having to come and find me.
Yeah, that definitely works for me. Have a look around, see what's where.
So yeah, I think study and bedroom is probably the priority, but we might as well. How big is this house?
What dimension? Oh, let me see.
Ish. Is
Ish.
it like sort of like four rooms per floor kind of thing, or is it a mansion?
It's it's not like a massive mansion, but yeah, it's not a small house. No.
Are the curtains all drawn?
The blinds were downstairs
So
anyway.
yeah, you don't know the. I mean, from the there's no windows in this hallway. Obviously, the windows that you could see on the front of the house, all the shutters were closed.
Oh, so pulling the curtains open wouldn't.
So
Yeah, I
the
think that's the
shutters will
shutter
be on
closed.
the inside.
Right. Is there a room to the left of the hall?
Yeah, like I say, feel free to move about and have a look.
Well, I can't. It's all pitch black. So I was thinking if I opened the window, would it change the screen?
Okay, can you not see anything?
No.
No,
Oh right, sorry.
No, it's,
As I
I
said,
said
it
it's pitch
shows up
black.
in the Twitch
Well-
screen, but on the game screen everything's pitch black. So
apart from I can see the front hall. Yeah, I can see the front hall.
I thought it was pitch black on purpose.
No.
yeah,
no,
I see an orange rectangle square.
No, I can just see the corridor and the stairs,
Oh, that's
but everything else is fog of
Yeah.
war.
So the orange rectangle square apparently is my token. But
Oh,
it's just all pitch
that
black.
should be a circle with your picture on it.
No, but I mean what I see here is just pitch black and then an orange rectangular.
Yeah,
That
all I
is
can
odd.
see is pitch black and a
That's
picture of me.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah, I can see the corridor, Phil.
yes. So I would suggest.
Reload it.
Yeah, I would suggest refreshing the window first,
Right.
because yeah, you should be able to. Let me just check the tokens are set up correctly.
That's nope.
I've just refreshed it and it's exactly the same.
Ah, right. Okay, I see why. I see why. 1 second. Because that will have already been set because Gerald's an old. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, so the vision's not
I have
set
the
up.
permission.
Yes. 1 second, and she'll just. Oops, no, that's ruined. Just get rid of these tokens and replace them with 2 new ones. And if by magic, you should be able to see. Yes?
Nope.
Oh.
Although try refreshing it now that you've got permissions.
Oh, I see me.
Ah.
I see me in the dark.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same
So
as
that's a step in the right direction. As I walk off into the hole or these into the center or something. And... Wow.
I see trees of green.
Okay, Joey Ramone.
Oh, I just bumped into a wall. Ba-dum.
So you should be able. Yeah, I'm not
Not
sure.
even see me on the Twitch screen to try and. Oh, wait. No.
You should be able to see the hallway.
No. Genuinely seeing nothing.
Yep, same here.
I'm just edging my token forward. Oh, what the hell's that?
And you can still see everything,
I can see the whole hallway and stairs, and then I can't see round the corner,
My
the last
token
because it's
hasn't.
fog of war.
which is how it should be.
Yeah. Oh, okay, alright, okay, just 1 second, I can see what it is. There's another thing, another setting that's not turned on.
Alright. As I just drop myself into the pit. This is.
Bit of certain doom.
Yep. Wow. Oh, there we go.
Aha! I can
There we
see.
Ah, lights are on. Okay. So I bumped into that wall. I think I bumped into that.
Change that setting there.
We'll start from again. I'll go to this. Go to this door.
Alright, so we have a decent size. And we're all sticking together, are we?
Yeah, I think so. Especially if we go upstairs.
Yeah.
Downstairs, not so much, unless
Okay.
there's a cellar
But
to fall
if we
into.
go upstairs together, it's our combined weight more likely to be structuring.
Well, no, that's what I was
Inside.
like. We need to spread out a bit, but not
Yeah, so we should
wander off.
split up and go to like the darkest corners separately. That's the way it usually works. Perfectly safe.
No, mainly no. Stay like 6 foot apart, but stay together so we can help each other out. It's called working as a team.
Yeah,
Andre.
that's fine by me.
So where are you headed?
I was gonna go. Try to open this
So
door.
we just try and find the study first. So yeah, do that. Around the corner to the left. And we couldn't see anything through the windows, so it's just guesswork, really.
Okay. So Gerald not moving, just staying there.
Oh,
Right. So the
I've gone through a wall.
leads into what is clearly. You're better off using the arrow if you select it, and then use the arrow keys. What is clearly a library.
Is there a writing desk or?
So there's a reading desk. Yeah. So there's like shelves sort of line most of the walls, apart from where the windows are and the doors, obviously. But yeah, there's to one side there's a reading desk.
Is it
And there's,
unlocked?
Well, it's not. There's no drawers on it, so it's more like
is it just
like a desk with a there's a lamp, table lamp on it. So you can look around. You can see, like I said, the shelves cover most walls, but you can see there's lots of gaps on the shelves. And mould and moisture is noticeable everywhere, particularly among the books.
What a terrible, terrible way to keep books.
And there's clear signs of water damage on the walls and ceiling.
Most disapproving. Is there any like notepads or anything?
Shall I put you in the library? Still trying to struggle. Well, you can have a look around if you
Yeah.
have a look around.
Yep.
And what's Andre doing?
Yeah, I was just gonna have a look around. We'll see if he's left any notes or if he said he's going anywhere.
Okay.
It's something like, "Here's my last journal" or something, or
Yeah.
a note for feed the cat, gone out for 6 weeks to blah blah blah.
You can all make a spot hidden roll then.
Oh, apparently I can.
Hard success, extreme success rather. A hard success from Frank.
Snake eyes indeed.
How about Andre? See, probably Gerald's got the best. See what Andre gets.
Oh, did I screw that up?
Yeah, it's not come on.
Oh, no.
Did I not roll?
No.
No.
Your last roll was 24 minutes ago.
Oh, right.
There we go.
There we go. And
And,
there it is.
They've all been very red,
Thanks.
your rolls so far.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. Ow. So,
I look for some crayons.
So you're looking around. Like I said, there's a lot of gaps in the shelves, and Andre and Frank, you can both make an intelligence roll or a library use roll. Up to you which. Oh my word! What's going on with Andre? Okay, so yeah, you, Andre and Frank, you're looking around, looking at these, looking at over the bookshelves. Well, all of you, I suppose. Like I say, there's a lot of gaps, and it strikes you, particularly you, Andre. Maybe pointed out by Frank, that despite Arthur's interest in South America, and as you know, he a few years ago he conducted an expedition to South America, which ended badly. There are no books in the library relating to anything relating to South America.
Because he donated them all.
No geography, no anthropology, no archaeology books, no history books, nothing relating to South America at all, which is very odd, considering his main interest has always been South America.
Yeah.
Gerald, meanwhile, you're searching your shelves, seeing if there's maybe some notebook or any notebooks or anything tucked away. But you don't find anything like that. Although you do notice an odd bulge in the wood panelling that covers most of the walls with the bookcases. In between the gaps between the bookcases, there's an odd bulging in the woodwork, in the wood panelling.
Does it look like it might be like a secret panel that it might open?
Well, looking close, it's like a knot hole, like a knot in the woodwork, but it looks like it's distended out slightly.
Can I try and pop the panel?
Give us a dex roll.
Ooh, I was not expecting that to happen.
Nice.
Okay. So you start fiddling with this wood panel. So while the panel doesn't open, you quickly discover that the knot hole is like loose, and it's almost like a plug. And pulling it out,
Ooh.
you can see there's like a tubular hollow in the wall behind it, and stuffed inside, and you can see the edges of a yellowed piece of paper.
I'll see if I can whittle it out.
Yeah, so can you kind of stick your finger in? You're able to pull this piece of paper out, and it's like old and yellowed, and damp, and it's covered. Both sides are covered in this crabbed scrawling handwriting, and it's the damp and the age due to the damp and the age, it's like it's suffered badly. Most of it is illegible. There is a signature.
I'll give it a go though.
There is a signature at the bottom that says A. It's just initials, AC. But this is the note.
Cheers.
Oh my god.
So there's no plain
Blah,
text.
blah,
for that.
blah,
It's up to-
absolutely.
you can decipher that as you will.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
So let me just show it to everybody else. Why is it not showed up to everybody else?
Ah, okay.
Show it up?
Hold on. There's a ton of stuff here. Should we be seeing all this?
Oh, hold on a minute. No, sorry.
Spoilers!
Spoilers, don't see that.
Hold on.
You would have seen a lot of it, but anyway. Okay, just a minute. I shall put it somewhere else.
Just splurge out the entire plot. Poof.
So,
To,
I can't.
Something absolutely one, and I can't shake off this
Shake
feeling.
off this feeling that something
Insidious.
insidious is happening. It's like
the
the
walls are closing in on me. Every glance, every whisper is part of
grand conspiracy.
conspiracy aimed
Something that probably aimed directly at me.
directly at me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I woke up to the
the incessant humming of the. But I swear it wasn't a.
Wasn't just
Was some clandestine surveillance
device
device.
planted to monitor my every move.
The light flickered, and in that brief moment of darkness, I felt the presence of malevolent forces plotting against me.
Oh,
I tried going outside for some fresh air, hoping it would clear my mind, but even this seemed to whisper ominous.
the trees seem to whisper.
Trees seemed to whisper ominous secrets. The
Neighbours? No.
they talking about me.
The neighbours were something.
The neighbours, they were definitely
Yeah.
talking about me. Their hushed conversations, more like coded messages, and I strained my ears to decipher the hidden meanings.
gaze
Gaze lingered on me for a moment too long, and I fear that they were agents
of a shadowy
of the
organization.
shadowy organisation, tracking my every, the tainted with invisible toxins, meant to slowly erode
Right.
my sanity. He's a bit paranoid, isn't he?
He's been reading Room on a Broom again.
Yeah. Back home, I barricaded myself in my room, creating a fastness against the impending
Threat.
threat.
maybe. Yeah.
Obviously
I
checked
meticulously
meticulously checked
checked
every
every
nook
cranny.
and cranny for hidden
stuff.
somethings. I suppose Lifeline became an instrument of betrayal, transmitting my thoughts to an unseen puppet master. The night fell, the shadows danced with sinister intent. I heard whispers echoing through the darkness, tormenting me with cryptic messages.
Whisper? Is that whisper?
The possibly affected
Is that distraction?
Affected, distracted. No, not distracted.
this
The whisper something.
the whisper affected a and couldn't trust the face staring back at me. Who was I? Was I just
pawn in a cosmic game of deception. So he looked in the mirror and he thinks the something else.
I write this with trembling hands, uncertain if anyone will understand the torment I'm enduring. The lines between reality and delusion blur, and I fear the descent into madness has begun. If only I could find a way to
Is that break?
Break, yeah.
break
Is that away from this
from
of
break free from the web of
paranoia.
That
might be encompasses
something
or
my mind
captures or something.
Yeah.
Encompasses or
yeah. He's a bit paranoid, him.
Just a bit.
He's been locked in here and he's gone a bit loony.
But something
And he thinks everybody's out to get him.
Something drove him in here.
Well, to be fair, have you seen this place? I mean, he's probably been breathing in all sorts of general unpleasantness.
There's probably a few magic mushrooms like in the wall.
Yeah.
You can all make an intelligence roll as well after studying that.
Oh, right. Actually, look, I actually did something. Bing.
Okay, so Andre and Gerald, it dawns on you this. This letter. It bears the initials as a signature. It bears the initials AC at the bottom of it as a signature, but this is too
old.
It's too old to possibly have been written by Arthur Cornthwaite.
Is it Arthur Kerwin? I bet it's Arthur Kerwin. Who ended up killing his family, which was nice. Frank, that's one of the previous owners of the house.
Right, okay. I was wondering what you were talking about then. I was like, what?
Yeah. It actually bought this property after that.
Yeah. Bought the place. Went a bit mad, murdered his family, cut them up into little bits, and then vanished. Never seen again.
And that's a one-off scenario. That's only happened something like that.
It's only happened 2 or 3 times.
Right. So you're saying there's something wrong with this house?
Well, look at the state of it. I mean,
I thought it was quite nice apart from the water everywhere.
I was going to say, apart from like the fact that it's horrible and mouldy and generally falling apart. You know, I'm sure somebody said that this was like a really valuable estate.
Yeah, that's what I was
and
told.
I'm not really seeing it myself.
I mean,
And I
just
mean,
the
even the land
alone.
isn't really. I mean, land around here isn't exactly hard to come by. Although, land with this amount of water in it, possibly, but
Yeah.
not in a good way.
Well, they must be paying me a fair wedge of cash for some reason, and mine is not to ask why. Mine is just to take the money and run.
So we'll check the rest of the floor.
Yeah.
Not much else for it.
Yeah. What's this door lead to? Is this open?
Hold on, is that leading it? Oh, there's another one.
Oh,
Although
it's just
I
into
can
the
still
hall.
only. Ironically, I could see the hall earlier. I can still only see the hall.
Oh, that is odd.
Hang on, let me just refresh it.
I see
This door locked?
This door
No,
is
I can
unlocked.
still.
Ah, yeah, your vision's for some reason your vision's reset to nothing.
I can still only see the hall.
Wow, that's weird. What? Oh, why does it keep doing that? There you go.
I can't see GM. He's disappeared. Phil, where are you, Phil?
Me, I'm still there.
Can
I
I
can
see
see
you on
the
the screen?
keeper. I can see Stuart. Like a million miles to the left.
Let me just replace your token. It's doing something screwy. Just one moment, guys. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. So that should be good.
Without trying to sound like a party pooper, what time do you reckon this will be roughly wrapped up?
I am thinking we will find a appropriate point to leave it in the next 10-15 minutes. Is that agreeable?
Yeah, that's fine
Cool.
with me.
Aha!
See you now?
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, door to the left.
It's locked.
Oh, so
Well, we have some sort of master criminal
so which
That's true.
safe breaker.
so the doors aren't locked. They're just set. So I have to
Oh, okay.
unlock them.
Let's try this
Open
door.
them for you.
Yeah.
So which
it's,
door? Are you
door to the left.
Oh, that one. And is Frank opening that one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's open this. Open this one. Frank was there first. So the door opens into a large area, but it's completely devoid of furnishings. With a once highly polished wooden floor, but the varnish is like peeled, as dulled and peeling away, and you can see all the plaster walls all around this room are like cracked, and there's piles of broken.
Lucy,
dusted
stop being a nipple.
plaster, like in piles, collected in piles around the edges of the room at the bottom, at the bottom of the walls. Like I say, all these shutters.
Off.
Each of these
Off.
windows has got shutters closed. So the shutters are on the inside.
And it's just totally empty, yeah?
Yeah, there's nothing in here at all.
Okay. Just keep moving out then.
Yeah, further out and further in.
So I want to check this one out. This small cupboard thing.
Okay. Okay, so you open the door into what looks like a step through into what looks like a cloakroom. So it's like deep in shadows, and suddenly you see. Well, you can make a sanity roll, in fact.
Oh,
Just Andre.
Way!
first wibble.
Okay, so something you see a huge dark figure lunge towards you, and as you stagger back, your breath catches in your throat as this large overcoat falls onto you.
You dipshit. You're right there, Andre.
Well, you can go into the dark, creepy trees at this time.
It's all right. I've seen coats before.
Wow.
So that's the back door there.
Oh, okay. So I guess we do the same over here.
Is there anything heavy in this cupboard?
There is like a you know, one of them like irons for removing your boots.
That's right. I'll pick that up.
You know, you kind of put your foot on one end of it, and then hook your heel of your boot at the other end, and
Oh, yeah.
pull your boot off. Yeah, one
It's
of
nice
them.
and weighty.
Oh yeah, like I say, it's made of cast iron, but it's all rusted.
No, it's okay. I'll take on. Just might have to introduce Gerald to this before the end of the session. Nice and dark, just big. Poof. Okay, I guess we're. I just give it a bit, and then. Let's go for this one.
So you, Frank, yes, to the door to the cloakroom, just there's a creak, and the door to the cloakroom just like click on it, just swings and slams shut.
It's fine. It's just on a
Strange.
spring. Let's have a gander in these.
In there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me find the right thing for it. There we go. Okay, right. The door opens into a study. There's a large roll-top desk against the just in front of below the window.
That is
And,
what I was looking
couple
for.
Of, a couple of quite plush armchairs that are now sort of discoloured and covered in mould.
Writing
Lying
desk.
open on the open roll top desk is a book.
Have a look at it.
Okay. So picking this book up, it's as you pick it up, you can see it's covered in books in poor condition. The binding's cracked. It's covered in odd stains, and some of the pages are loose from excessive use. Flicking it close to look at the cover, it's the missing book from the library that is coincidentally called The Missing People, The Tribe That the Jungle Swallowed by Thomas Pratt.
I take it this isn't one that he bought from me.
No, this is the one that the librarian was talking about. This is one of the books that he donated to the library, and then in November
And then borrowed
he
back
borrowed
again.
it and never returned it.
Guess we'll pick that up.
but it's loose and mouldy, and this is only like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Just open it up. Has he been making any notes in it, or any like bookmarks?
So there's no flicking through it. There's no apparent like bookmarks, but it like I say, it's been.
He hasn't bent the corners, has he?
No, but you can see the fact that the pages are coming out. It's not like the binding's failed. It's through like almost frantic use of the book.
Okay.
Turning the pages. Somebody clearly from somebody, obviously like frantically turning the pages repeatedly. Repeatedly going through the book.
Can I open the desk up?
Yeah. The desk. So inside the desk, so the drawers of the desk, they're quite swollen. So you have to make a strength check if you want to force it. They're not locked, but like I said, they're damp and swollen. Is anybody else doing anything? Is Andre or Frank doing anything?
Just have a look around the room. Is there
Yeah.
anything else?
Just have a yes.
Okay, you can both make a spot hidden, I guess. Okay, so Gerald, you like tug at this.
Is there anybody else less wet than me?
Cripes.
Frank, stop walking into walls and come and give us a hand with this.
Okay. What do you need? Strength?
Yes, please. Seeing as vision is not your strong point.
Oh my god, strength isn't either! I was rolling so well earlier.
No, clearly it was like it's really stuck. Can we pull it together? Oh, we loosened it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
I just sort of left it up and then go back to looking around the room.
Yeah. Clearly we'd loosened it though.
okay, so between the three of you, you managed to like
This
pull this drawer open.
shoehorn's starting to feel really good.
So Andre, while you're looking after you give them a hand getting the drawer, you continue looking around the room and there's not really anything here of interest. There's an old, the only thing that's on the walls is an old painting that's not. It's not particularly. It's kind of a mundane painting that you could pick up, like a landscape painting that you could probably pick up at any dime store. Pretty cheap and nasty. And aside from that, it's warped. The frame's warped, and the paint's peeling, and it's there's damp and mold growing on it. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't drop off the wall. It almost like jumps off the wall and smashes as it hits the floor.
So this place is just an inch away from falling apart. Don't know if we should stay here much longer.
Yeah, that's why I was like, we need to be pretty careful.
Anything on the writing desk?
So in the roll top desk, all you find is just damp, rotted writing paper, writing materials that when you rifle through them, they just come apart in your hands.
Have I noticed any fireplaces?
You haven't seen it yet. No, you did see a chimney. You did see a chimney on the from the outside the house. Out from the outside the house, it did look to be towards the back of the house.
I'm getting the impression this place just needs a fire lit for like a week straight. There's like an entire forest around, around the plant, around the house.
Yeah.
Well,
Get,
I want to go
Oh.
back out.
we just got locked in.
Oh no. Help!
You got me, though, it looks like.
Don't see this door here.
Okay. Alright, so you open this door, and the door opens into a dining room. Mostly taken up by a large, quite expensive looking dining room table that is laid out with a silver, entire set, full set of silver service.
I'm guessing it's not silver; it's oxidized.
So no, it's still it's not started to oxidize, but you can give me a spot hidden roll.
Well, all of us.
No, well actually all of you can, but
Yeah, somebody else give us a spot hidden rule because I'm not saying anything.
So Andrea, you certainly have to fail, but Andrea, you picking up one of these plates. There's like a sheen to the silver. It's not like it's not the silver itself, because that's like tarnished from the damp. It's almost like there's some coating, something coating the silverware.
That's not water.
It's dry.
Oh,
Frank and Gerald, do you notice? So while Andre's doing it, you notice there is you spot some shards of glass on the floor to one side of the table.
Are they window glass or?
No, as you look closer, it's the broken remains of a pepper pot.
interesting. How bizarre. Something's happened. Something's gone down.
Okay. Does it look like it's just fallen off the table, or whereabouts is it?
So it's just like on the floor outside the table, but it's like I say, it's shattered into lots of tiny shards of glass. So falling off the table wouldn't have probably even have broken it.
Right. Okay. It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
You can make an intelligence roll, the pair of you as well. Not Andre.
I
just
suspect somebody has been
Frank and Gemma.
maybe been throwing it about.
Okay, so yeah, it's so like I said, there's this broken, smashed pepper shaker on the floor. There's looking back on the table and just quickly looking around the room. There's no matching salt shaker.
Ooh.
The plot thickens.
What kind of barbarian would have a pepper pot but no salt shaker?
More to the point, where is the salt shaker? There's definitely going to be a pair. You can't have a single.
That would be madness. Madness, I tell you.
That's sanity rule material. That. The longer you don't find it.
Okay, new plan. Let's find the salt shaker.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters. That's it. That's the mission.
Okay. This door, I'm guessing, to the kitchen.
going to say, it'd be interesting to see the state of the kitchen.
Ooh,
Okay.
No, but
Yeah.
has there been food, or has it just been
Stunted.
not stuff?
if there's been food, it's probably going to come out and attack us, given the state of the rest of the house.
So what are you doing?
Yeah. Kitchen? Well, I'm assuming it's the kitchen. The back door.
Let me put these tidbits of text on so you can so you know what these rooms are. That's a hallway. That's a study. That's a float room. That's the dining room. There we go. Okay, so you go to open the door, which I'm guessing is to the kitchen. When you hear the door behind you creak and click shut, and spinning round, sort of silhouetted against the door, or rather the door clicks open, sorry, not shut. Silhouetted in the doorway is a tall figure, and you hear the click of the hammer of a gun, and the voice says, "Hold it right there."